The sandstorm had not been in the forecast. Captain Elias Drayke squinted through the amber haze swirling outside the reinforced canopy of his transport. The skimmer's engines groaned as wind-borne grit pelted the hull. The desert of Alarei 9 was a graveyard of buried secrets, and today it felt more like a warning than a whisper. Visibility at 5%. Recommend shelter protocol. His AI assistant, Veda, chirped. Negative. We're close, Elias muttered. There's something out there. I can feel it. He wasn't just guessing. The old prospector he'd met at the outpost bar had spoken in hushed tones, pointing a trembling finger at a map scrawled on a stained napkin. Buried beneath the crimson dunes, the old man had croaked, the ruins of an empire older than the stars. You'll find her there. Elias hadn't asked who her was. He'd chalked it up to desert madness. But the coordinates checked out, sort of. And now, here he was, half a planet away from any official dig site, with only his gut and a half-sane map as his compass. The skimmer shuddered as it descended into a depression shielded by red rock formations. The wind quieted slightly, enough for Elias to grab his gear and step out. The sand crunched under his boots, and the silence was eerie. He activated his scanning drone, which hovered ahead, beeping intermittently. Life signs? He asked Veda. None. But there's a localized energy signature 50 meters north. Unnatural. Elias pressed forward, heart pounding. The drone paused, lights blinking, then let out a single sharp tone. Beneath the sands, a glint of metal reflected the twin suns. Elias fell to his knees and began to dig. His gloves scraped against metal, ornate, carved with symbols that pulsed faintly. It was a sarcophagus. He hesitated, then activated the emergency override on the seal. With a hiss of escaping pressure, the lid slid open. Inside lay a woman. She looked almost human, save for the blue tint of her skin and the crystalline lines running beneath it like veins of light. She was motionless, her eyes closed, her long hair splayed like obsidian threads. Her chest did not rise. Veda, Elias whispered. She has no pulse. Neural activity is dormant. But there is potential for revival. He stared at her. Something about her face. Serene, regal, and tragic. Like a monument to forgotten love. What is she? Unknown species. But not synthetic. Organic. She may have been placed in a stasis-like condition. Elias made a decision. He reached into his pack, retrieved the portable revitalization unit, and attached its pads to her temples. The machine hummed, reading alien vitals. It shouldn't have worked, but it did. With a sudden gasp, her body arched. Her eyes snapped open, revealing twin orbs of shimmering violet. She looked at him and screamed. Her scream echoed through the canyon, a harmonic wail that made the rocks tremble. Elias stumbled back, hands raised. Whoa, Izzy. I'm not here to hurt you. The woman scrambled upright, eyes darting wildly. She spoke in a language he didn't recognize. Fluid, musical, yet sharp. Veda translation. Parsing. Language root resembles pre-collapse Archwayland dialects. Approximate translation. Where is the guardian flame? The woman looked down at herself, touching her chest. She frowned, then glanced at Elias again. Her expression shifted, from terror to confusion, then something else. Recognition. She pointed at him. You summoned. Elias shook his head. I just dug you up. She cocked her head. You brought back life. She tapped her chest, then his. Yeah, he said softly. I guess I did. She tried to rise but wavered. Elias caught her before she fell. Her skin was cold, too cold. Her energy signature was still erratic. She needs medical attention, Veda said. And answers. No argument here. Elias brought her back to the skimmer. She sat silently, staring out at the dunes. Over the next few hours, he learned her name, Kaelira. Through Veda's slowly improving translation matrix, fragments of her story came through. She had been a high sentinel of the Alarei Dominion, an ancient civilization that had ruled over this sector eons ago, long before humanity's first warp drive. The Dominion had fallen to war and betrayal. Kaelira had volunteered to be entombed, guarding a seed of her people's legacy until the time was right. That time had never come. Until Elias. She touched his hand once, hesitantly. You warm. Like suns. He smiled. That's what we humans do. As days passed, Kaelira's strength returned. So did her memories. And with them dangers. Someone else is here, she said one morning. I sensed them. Elias frowned. Other survivors. No. Hunters. Hours later, the skimmer's sensors lit up. 3 heat signatures approaching fast. Dropships of the Syndicate, a mercenary group known for plundering ancient tech. They had intercepted Elias's scan logs. They wanted what Kaelira protected. What did you guard? He asked her. She hesitated, then led him to a nearby cavern, obscured beneath a stone outcropping. Deep inside they found a sealed chamber. Kaelira touched a crystal embedded in the door. It glowed and the chamber opened. Inside hovered a small sphere, pulsing with golden light. The heart of the Alarei, she whispered. Knowledge. Memory. A piece of all we were. Too dangerous in wrong hands. The sound of thrusters echoed above. The Syndicate had arrived. We have to go, Elias said. Kaelira turned to him. No. We stand. The fight was brutal. Elias, trained in planetary recon but no soldier, held off attackers with his sidearm and quick thinking. Kaelira, however, she was something else entirely. When she fought, she moved like lightning made flesh. Energy crackled around her, weapons failing against the sheer force of her will. It was beautiful, terrifying. Still, the Syndicate's numbers were overwhelming. One managed to flank Elias. A shot rang out, he was hit. Kaelira screamed again, but this time not in fear. In rage. The heart pulsed. A beam of light surged into her, and in that moment she became incandescent. She rose into the air, her body a conduit for the power of her people. The Syndicate fell to their knees, blinded. And then silence. When Elias woke, Kaelira knelt beside him, hands glowing over his wound. You live, she whispered, relieved. Barely, he coughed. What happened? I remembered. Not just who I was, but who we were meant to be. She helped him up. The heart now floated beside her, dim but stable. We have to leave, she said. Others will come. They didn't return to the outpost. Instead, they set course for the stars. Kaelira would rebuild her legacy, not as a queen but as a guide. And Elias, the human who found her, who saved her, would walk beside her. He had unearthed more than a relic. He had brought back life. Oh, and maybe, just maybe, love.